Hey everybody, this is Bill with Live Simple, Live Free, and I want to answer a question that many of you are asking right now, and that is, why is Thrive Life seems like they're out of stock of everything that I want to buy? Well, I can answer that in one word. Is this one word? Coronavirus. The coronavirus scare. In the past 2 weeks, Thrive has had a 500% increase in the amount of traffic on their website. 500%. And sales are just, the food, the product is just flying off of the shelves because of the coronavirus scare. Thrive can't even keep up. So that means that things are not going to be available for a while. They are working feverishly to restock everything. But for now, they're saying many of the different items are anywhere from 2 to 8 weeks restock time. And it seems like every time they get something restocked, something else goes out of stock because of the panic buying right now. And so that means two things to you. First, right now you may not be able to get some of the things that you want or that you're used to until they come back into stock again. But even more importantly, and I wanted to mention this, if Thrive does not do back orders, okay? So if you see something that's out of stock, it won't even allow you to put it into your shopping cart or your delivery service. But if you have a delivery service and you had your delivery set up several weeks ago and it's coming soon, you need to check it before it happens because, like I said, they don't do back orders. What will happen if there's an item in your delivery service that is out of stock? It'll be removed from your order before the order processes. So that means if you have an order of $110 so that you get the free shipping, but then when it comes time to process the order, 2 of those items are out of stock, and your total drops below $100, then you're going to pay the shipping. So I'm having customers contact me that are not happy about that they are paying shipping when they weren't expecting it. So I'm asking you to please check your delivery order a day or two before it ships, or even check it and make sure it's good and then hit the ship now button to make sure it's going to be in stock. Otherwise, if something goes out of stock before your order processes, it will be dropped from the order. It won't be included. So, Thrive Life is very different from all the other companies that do freeze drying. Because they have their own freeze dryers. Well, first of all, every other company that sells freeze-dried food or emergency food, storage, prepper food, that type of thing, they're all out of stock. Every one of them, all across the board. But Thrive is different, like I said, because they are the only ones that have their own freeze-drying facility. Everyone else has to rely on outsourcing to have their food freeze-dried. When Elizabeth and I went to Thrive in Salt Lake for the first time, which was a number of years ago, we were able to take a tour of their facility, and we were absolutely amazed. They have these freeze dryers that are absolutely monstrous, and they cost several $1,000,000 each, and I don't remember now, and I don't want to give a false number, but they just are very expensive, a couple $1,000,000 of capital outlay for each one. At the time we were there, they had 2, as you can see here, that are up and running. And then they were also in the process of installing a 3rd one. And so now they have 3 of these big, huge monsters. And right now they are running round the clock. They have stepped up everything. They've stepped up procurement, freeze drying, packaging, shipping, everything. They're working. They're going crazy right now trying to keep up with it all. It's an exciting time for them, but it's a stressful time as well. And also customer service is, if you're trying to call customer service right now, they're overwhelmed with calls because of the coronavirus scare. And so you may be on hold a little bit longer than normal because of it. So I just ask you to bear with it. They're doing the best they absolutely can in this current situation. But this really brings up something that I want to talk about, and this is not a I told you so type of thing. This is a let's plan for the future type of thing. You see, the time to prepare is not when the emergency happens. The time to prepare is before the emergency happens. Because inevitably, every time there's any kind of emergency, anything from just a simple snowstorm, especially further in the south where snowstorms are not as common, or a coronavirus or any other kind of thing, what happens? The first thing that happens is that the grocery store shelves are stripped bare. Why? It's because people aren't prepared. Elizabeth and I never have to make a last minute shopping trip when we know a snowstorm's coming, because we got everything we need. We don't have to go out and stock up right now for the coronavirus because we have everything we need, because we have prepared ahead of time. And you never know when it's going to happen. A hurricane comes through and destroys everything. You only have a day or two notice for that. The coronavirus comes through. You don't expect anything like that, and all of a sudden, bam, here it is, and everybody's panic buying. You just can't prepare, or you can't go out and grab what you need at the last minute for an emergency that's unexpected. The best time to prepare is before the emergency. Now, this is coronavirus, it's serious, but it will pass. But to me, it's just sort of a blip on the a warning blip on the screen. It's to say, let's be prepared now. And for what? Well, I truly believe that the grand solar minimum is still happening, still coming. I haven't done any videos about it recently. I did several videos about it last summer and last fall. And I'll put a link right up here for it if you want to see some of those videos. But crops are failing all over the world. Last year in 2019, the United States had one of the lowest recorded crop harvests in a long, long time. And from what I hear right now, Australia, which at this time of year is just coming into their end of their summer and going into harvest, Australia has had their lowest crop harvest since 1980. And so I believe that it's still going to continue to get worse and worse. So what I'm suggesting is that you take the opportunity now to stock up before the emergency happens. And I'm not trying to be a fear monger. I'm not trying to scare you into anything. I'm just trying to be realistic of, there's no downside to being prepared. If you're prepared and no emergency happens, then you've got food that you can eat into the future. We've got several years worth of food, and we're going to be now augmenting that with a garden, which we've never done before. If nothing ever happens, then that's my retirement. Typically your income drops when you retire, and I've got food to eat for years into the future in our retirement, especially if we augment it with with our garden. There's no downside to being prepared. And there are so many scary things that can happen in this world. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Now is the time, before the emergency happens, to stock up. Now, I'm not trying to say all of this, like I said, to scare you, and especially to scare you into buying Thrive Life. Thrive Life is a great resource that I'm providing for you to be able to stock up, to be able to be ready for anything that comes in the future. But that's only one of many resources. If you don't want to buy Thrive Life, by all means go and buy canned goods at the grocery store when they come on sale. Grow a garden and start canning stuff. If you can't do that or don't want to do that, then go to farmers markets in the summer when the food comes right from the farm and it's cheaper that way. Buy it in bulk and then bring it home and can it. Go buy a couple of bushel of apples in the fall and bring them home and can them. Do whatever you can do to get stocked up so that you're ready when these emergencies come, and especially when the cold weather crop losses that are going to be happening worldwide because of the grand solar minimum that I still believe is on the way. So this coronavirus scare, and just to see what happens with Thrive Life and with every other prepper company, and with the grocery store, and the toilet paper is going out of stock everywhere, all of that sort of thing. You can avoid all of that by preparing ahead of time. So, like I said, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to talk realistically here. And there's no downside to being prepared. Absolutely none. All right, I hope that explains to you a little bit what's going on with Thrive and what we're looking at in the future. They're saying 2 to 8 weeks for most things to be restocked. So I hope that helps. As always, live simple, live free. You be blessed.